In this video I'm going to show you how to animate a flag. I did it for this scene that I'm creating in my Animating with OpenToonz course. There's a flag there on the back of the tugboat. Before I did this flag, the only other flags that I'd animated were these rather crude ones on my movie a few years ago, The Painter in Paris, and you can see they're rather stiff like cardboard. So I really wanted to animate this flag for the course properly. I dived into Preston Blair's classic cartoon animation book, where he covers it in his wave principles. It's basically just on one page, so very short and sweet. I've gone into much more detail in my Animating with OpenToonz course. The video on animating this flag is over 30 minutes long, but luckily this video I've managed to keep very short, 6 or 7 minutes. So hopefully you can learn something here and enjoy. First thing is we need a flagpole, so we're just going to draw that on the back of our boat here, and of course color it. The thing about flags is that they're waveforms, but they're fixed at the one side, so they need to be fixed to a flagpole obviously. So the first thing we want to do is we want to draw some background roughs, some working drawings. So we draw a flagpole and some horizontal lines for the flag and rotate them. I want it to be at a slight angle, top and bottom, and then we can go and copy the top and the bottom lines and just drag them down because we want this to have a slight 3D feel to it. So the top line will represent the top edge of the flag and the bottom edge, and that'll be both on the top and bottom. Then we can sketch out a basic sine wave between these top and bottom guidelines like this. And then using our animate key we can actually animate the sine wave along. So using the onion skins we can find the end of the first sine wave and join it up to the next one, etc. So we create this reference of a sine wave moving along. Then on a separate layer we can start sketching in some more detail. Let's put some points down on our flagpole in the middle of these guidelines, and that's where the flag is actually going to be fixed to. So all these sine curves are going to flap off these fixed points. Again, this is just for guidelines purposes. And then we can create 12 frames in a new level. We can create 12 new frames, and then we'll double that to make it 24 frames in a second is what we're using. Using the point on the flagpole that we've put down as our fixed point, we can start sketching out our first wave using the sine wave in frame 1 as a reference, and then we move down to frame 2 and we do the same, frame 3, etc. So the sine wave moves along, but the actual point where the wave comes out will stay fixed. It's always going to be fixed in the same point on that flagpole. And then we can take that top wave that we've created and we can copy and paste it to the bottom. So we have a top and a bottom of our flag here. And play that out, and there's our basic flag. Well, that's fine and well, we could leave it there, but I wanted to have a bit more overlap in the flag. So I wanted the flag to have some parts where it went behind itself and it cast shadow on itself. So I wanted it to be a little bit more exaggerated than this basic sine curve that we've got here. You may find it difficult to sketch it in manually, at least I did. So what I did is I took this layer and I applied some transformations on it in the animate mode and rotated and scaled, etc. to try and get that sine curve to actually fold in on itself, and I think that worked pretty well there. Taking note to fix it at all times to the point at the beginning where it's fixed to the flag post there. That's probably one of the most important things you want to keep in mind. Then the reference at the bottom has been knocked out, so let's just go and rub that out. We won't need it now. And on a new layer we can start drawing in our final flag. Let's put it in red, and we use this previous layer, the blue layer, just as reference, and we go through all 12 frames, tracing over it, Try and make it as neat as possible because this is the final layer that we're going to use. And then we can copy the first 12 frames down to the bottom to make it 24. And then we can also go and copy the top and drag it down to the bottom so we have the top and the bottom of the flag. And then when we play that out, you can see that's basically our flag there, and you can see how much nicer it looks that we have that slight overlap. Next thing we want to do is put in some vertical lines, so let's just go drop those in. We want one where the flag pole meets the flag, and then we want one on the first curve and the second curve, the third curve at the end there, and also we want to put in vertical lines at the back. Then we want to come and fill the flag, so let's mix up some colors, a slightly lighter color for the front and a darker color for the back, and I'll use our medium color for the outline, and we can go and fill this. Sometimes some of these aren't closed properly, so we have to go and close the objects so that they fill properly, and we can just click through all 12 frames there, filling them. The front obviously lighter and the back is the darker parts in the shadow. And that's starting to come together. Then we want to go and rub out the lines that we don't need in the front here anymore, so we can use a brush tool to do that, just rub them out. And that's looking pretty good. We could leave it there, but I thought one more step could be quite nice if we just drop some highlights on it. So mix a slightly lighter color and just go drop some highlights on another layer, just on the sharp edges where the light will catch it. You could do it on the insides of the curves, etc. You could really go to town on this. And that's basically it. That's done. All that we need to do is fix the flag to the tug. Size it, and then we can play it out, and there is our flag. So that's how you create a flag using sine curves. So remember, the full version of this video is in my course Animating with OpenToonz. The links are in the description here on YouTube. Please go check it out. And if you haven't done so, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can also sign up to get my newsletters. Please go ahead and do that. And otherwise, thanks very much for dropping into my animation channel, and I hope we'll be seeing you here soon again. Happy animating out there, and all the best. Bye.